Extra extra here, all about it man, I got some breaking news. P. Diddy has been indicted on 31 count, and it looks like this dude is finished. The shocking development has left the entertainment world in a state of disbelief.
There were 250 cameras in his house, man.
So you do believe that Diddy is going to prison?
Oh, he going to jail, bro. And I don't wish jail on nobody, for real. I don't wish jail on nobody. You understand? But they already got their star witness. And you only, for one charge for the sex trafficking, you only need one witness. You see what they did to R. Kelly? He went to jail for sex trafficking. He was dating those girls. Those girls was living at his house. Those girls was going back and forth with him willfully. How the hell did he get sex trafficking? The reason they haven't did it at this point, it's a lot of paperwork, bro. They got a lot of people working different angles. They got the drug angle. They got the tax.
PT's downfall began with a sexual assault lawsuit filed by Cassie, his then-girlfriend. Now, this opened the floodgates to multiple lawsuits and revelations. Now he just kept denying his involvement until the FBI released a video of him assaulting Cassie.
That is weird, man. I never knew about that, man. You never told me about that, man. But to get back to this lawsuit, right, Lil Rod, he also alleges that, Diddy, he will grope his genitals and he will grope his anus.
My man, I didn't understand that one right now because his anus is your asshole. His genitals is his nut. So I guess he had to be naked when Puff was doing that. Where was he at? What was he doing? Because he said that they never had sex. If you read it in the thing, they never had sex. He made claims that they never had sex, but how would he grope your anus? Your asshole. How would he play with your genitals?
Yeah, it don't make sense. I mean,
it don't make sense. How you wake up butt the F naked with two other men in the bed with Diddy and nothing happened? I think he was just trying to save face, man.
But do you think it's a possibility that he meant that, Diddy will grope his, butt, instead of anus? I mean, because I'm trying to figure out how does that work, somebody groping your anus.
You're going to say your butt. The lawyer would say, what do you mean? He would say, my butt cheeks. There's a such thing called butt cheeks. Your two cheeks. He said anus. The anus is the asshole. How did he get that far? Lil Rod, you gotta say no to Diddy sometime. No, that shit ain't funny, man. But you gotta say no.
So from you reading the lawsuit, right, you feel like he had relations with Diddy?
When me being a former investigator, I think Lil Rod was trying to save face on certain things, that he had somewhat of a relationship or he was doing some things with Diddy that he didn't want to really come out in that fashion. Because there's no way that he gonna wake up and his anus is hurting and his genitals is all over the place and he's in the bed after being drunk or drugged and saying nothing happened. And you think that Diddy gonna be in the bed with 3 other men and nothing happened? It doesn't sound logical. If we're reading and believing what he said in those papers. If you woke up in bed and you was drunk or intoxicated on ecstasy, on whatever drugs that they put in there, roofied you or whatever, and you not feeling right, something is wrong. Wouldn't you say? Something is wrong. He didn't say, we woke up with all my clothes. He said, we woke up butt the F naked in those papers. So if he butt naked in those papers, it is what it is.
The charges range from financial crimes, drugs, to allegations of misconduct, painting a really damning picture of Diddy's actions behind the scenes Insiders are saying the indictment is a result of a lengthy investigation into Diddy's business dealings and personal conduct. This dude is losing endorsement deals, stepping down from companies, and bleeding cash and legal fees. Left, right, center, I'd say stick a pin in this dude cause he's done.
I move on to this. Can't end the show without touching on this subject. I gotta quickly touch on Sean P. Diddy Combs. As more organizations continue to separate themselves from what can only be termed now the disgraced music mogul. The latest was Howard University, an historically black college and university, and HBCU, whose board of trustees voted unanimously last week to revoke the honorary degree given to him in 2014. The university also made the decision to return Combs' $1 million contribution and terminate a $1 million pledge agreement from the Sean Combs Foundation. The Board of Trustees issued this statement about its decision. Quote, Mr. Combs' behavior, as captured in a recently released video, is so fundamentally incompatible with Howard University's core values and beliefs that he is deemed no longer worthy to hold the institution's highest honor. It ain't about applauding anybody, including Howard. It's about recognizing the necessity of this move. You disassociate yourself from people who are found to be guilty. I'm not talking about in the court of in the court of law. I'm talking about what we saw in video. You cannot associate yourself with somebody who would do what P. Diddy did. I'm not here to excoriate the man and anything like that, but what he did to his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, was criminal. It was not only disgraceful, it was criminal. And the LAPD basically said the only reason we couldn't prosecute his ass is because it's a statute of limitation on that kind of stuff. And it happened years ago. It was vicious. It was a lot. And he said that his behavior on that video was inexcusable, no excuses, etc., etc. I'm going to go a step further. I've seen no one in the hip-hop community come to his defense at all, even before the video came out. Before the video came out, there was allegations of sex trafficking. There was allegations of assault since, allegations of rape, whatever. Nobody? Nobody? Just the other day, we talked about Will Smith. We talked about him with the whole Chris Rock incident. But what did we never fail to say? That we've never seen anything like it. Will Smith is a good brother with an exceptional reputation, whose behavior that night was incredibly uncharacteristic and a complete aberration from anything we've known him to be. So when his boy Charlie Mack and others talked about grace, you can understand where they're coming from. When you talk about the people he's employed, when you talk about the things he's doing, when you talk about his love for Martin Lawrence and vice versa, when you talk about all of these things, there is 1,000 times more good than bad with Will Smith. Nobody says anything about Diddy. Nobody. Nobody. I mean, again, before the video was exposed by CNN, before any of us knew that happened, when we just heard the allegations, when we saw Homeland Security raid his homes in Miami and Los Angeles, nobody spoke up for him. And now, we not only have Howard University and HBCU disassociating themselves from him and confiscating an honorary doctorate they gave to him, figuratively speaking, of course. They gave back the money. And I'm here to tell you, even though Howard's endowment is significant, especially compared to any other HBCU out there, but certainly nothing in comparison to Ivy League schools, $1 million is $1 million. And $1 million commitment is $1 million commitment. And for them to say, we ain't messing with you, we want nothing to do with you, You know what it is? You could call it bad. You could call it worse. This is what I call it. The end. Whether he's in jail or not, whether he tries to resurrect his music career or not, because there's always a way to make money, especially with what he does for a living. Here is the reality. A music mogul who is a product endorser and beyond now finds himself with folks on all levels wanting absolutely positively nothing to do with him. I never thought in my wildest dreams that that day would arrive for somebody as brilliant, as talented, as omnipotent, and as tenacious as P. Diddy. But it has. Lesson for us all. Mind our manners, mind our behavior, guard our names and reputations, and our families and our loved ones with everything we have. Because you never know when it can be gone just like that.